Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining Venice Honganji virtual Sunday service. Venice Honganji Temple Hondo is all full. Everybody, no space on the pews. I hope that on the TV screen, many of you joined us this morning. But Reverend Corey Kwan, as you know, is recuperating, and we hope that his speedy recovery, but we want him to get rest at least another week. So you may miss him for a while, but he is getting much strong man, so that he can serve to our temple for many years to come. Corey Sensei, get well soon. Thank you. Thank you very much. Kansho. 人女税三枚地へ以上公正特物不行志願一切空空一切大安定し無物百千億万無量大小衆女豪者無用一切死と小物不良具道検証不薬治療合者小物正解不不影不修節道法名師匠天使小国名税精進偉人難量量が差物国道第一五周期病東上超絶国領内温義務と相加と愛民到達一切立法来所心熱症状地とが国経絡安穏鉱物線自我伝我事業骨眼の非非少少欲実法生存知恵無芸教養子孫自我心領計量心死食毒中作業精進真珠不
Good morning and welcome to this morning service. We are Audrey Cameron and we will be the chairpersons for this morning. We will begin with the golden chain.
I am a link in Amita's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amita's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Our Gatha this morning will be in Lumbini's garden, which was sung by Reverend Corey. If you don't yet have a copy, you can find it on the temple website at www.vhbt.org.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida.
Reverend George will now lead us in the reading of the three treasures in Japanese, followed by Jan Ozaki in English.
So would you please join me in Kansho meditation? Ninjin ukegatashi imasude ni oku, buppo kikigatashi imasude ni kiku, konomi konjo ni mukatte dosetsunba, sarani izure no shou ni mukatte ga dosen, daishu moro tomo ni shishin ni, sambo ni kieshi tate matsuru beshi, 自ら仏に消えし立てまするまさに願わくば主情とともに大道を体現して無常よこさん自ら法に消えし立てまするまさに願わくば主情とともに深く良造に入りて知恵海のごとくならん 自ら僧に消えし立て祀るまさに願わくば主情とともに大衆を通り捨て一切無下ならん無常人人未明の法は百千万王にも愛をことかたし我今検問し受持することを得たり 願わくは如来の真実義を下し立て祀らん。ナマナツナマナツナマナツ。ナマナツナマナツ。
The three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be free from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I put my faith in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of thy way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves thy supreme will. I put my faith in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of thy doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I put my faith in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in thy life of harmony, in a spirit of universal family, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
We will now have our Dharma message by Reverend Bill.
Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Would you please join me in Kansho meditation once again? Shinran Shonin, at around 87 years old, wrote this poem. My life has now reached to the fullness of its years. It is certain that I will go to Nirvana, birth in the Pure Land, before you do. So without fail, I will await you there in the Pure Land. Shinran, Dhamma Amida Butsu. In Japanese, Shinran Shonin said, この身は年極まりてそうらえば、定めて先立ちて往生しそうらわなれば、領土にて必ず待ち前出せそうです。あなかしこがしこ。Shinran Shonin is the one that brought our Buddhist teachings from the mountain, Mount Hiei, down to the city and the village, the Kyoto area, and then moved on to the Echigo province, now Niigata, and then Kanto, Tokyo area. Up to the time that Shinran Shonin came, the Buddhist practice is always done in the mountain, the monasteries, so that the people has to live secular life and go into the Buddhist priesthood. Shinran Shonin is the one who studied 20 years, from 9 years old, at age of 9 years old. He left home in the city and went up to Mount Hiei, and then for long 20 years, practiced and studied most difficult practice of the teaching of the Buddha. But after 20 years, he was able to come to realize that no matter how much I try, the harder I try, study and practice, he found the more I'm away from finding the peace and tranquility in my life. So he was led by the Honen Shonin, the Nembutsu teaching. The Nembutsu teaching is the one that brought Buddhist teachings from mountain to down the street, on the family, cities, and everybody staying at home was able to practice Buddha Dharma. So Shinran Shonin is the one who is able to live the life of secular life, like married to Lady Esini, and between them, they had blessed with 6 children, 3 boys and 3 girls, 6. one more than one basketball team. No? And then Shinran Shoni is one, and together with his wife Esini, Lady Osini, brought the children to the Nembutsu teachings. And when the Esini-sama was 70 years old, he was still able to, those, almost how many years, 750, 800 years ago, 75. Now I am 83 years old, not too old, yeah? But I used to go before the pandemic. Every Monday through Friday, the babysitting, taking the grandkids to school, pick them up, brought them home. And at 5:30, it wasn't hard. But now, 70, 80 years is nothing. Yeah, I'm still driving. I have 2 more years driving license up until 24. So I gotta live until that long. I gotta drive the car. But when you think of almost 800 years ago, that 74 years old, now equivalent to almost 110 years old, still able to babysit because one of the daughters passed away earlier, left 3 children. So then Echindi-sama said, I feel like becoming the mother again. So together with Shinran Shonin and Echindi, they left the life of the monastery and lead the life of married family life. Then Nembutsu teaching, everybody practice at home. Yeah? But most of the time, the Nembutsu teaching was followed by always the traditional Buddhist practice. So Shinran Shonin's teaching was really talked bad about the other Buddhist organizations. But Shinran Shonin didn't care because she is the one who was able to understand the Buddha's compassion and wisdom. The Buddha says, I am going to ask everybody join me in going to the path of the Nirvana. So nobody is going to be excluded. Everybody, man and woman, young and old, studied or not studied, everybody, no difference. Go together with the Buddha's food. This is the Nembutsu teaching, Buddha's wishes. So it's not George Matsubayashi's wishes, it's the Buddha's wish. So no way Buddha tells a lie. So Shinran Shonin understand the teaching of the Buddha, and then he said, even if my master Honen Shonin is a deceive to me, Nembutsu is the only teaching that we can become the Buddha-like. I would not regret at all. Because I, Shinran myself, cannot do much better things than just being embraced by Buddha. And today, I would like to talk about something Shinran Shonin said about the Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu. Last year, the February was the last month that we had the Las Vegas Buddhist Sangha. Oh, thank you, Mr. Lee. Somebody moved from the board. No, I thought no one moved from the pew, or the full house. Yeah, those who are on the TV, on the screen, remember that Ben Songganji has a Hondo is filled with the people, over 150, no space for the pews, but they don't move. Put a picture in there. But Mr. Lee just moved the one picture, and so I thought, somebody moved, But when you have the virtual, so beautiful, you can have the virtual attending from Mr. Jerry said Thursday left to Connecticut. This morning, Mr. Jerry said, where are you, Mr. Iseda? Are you in Venice? Mr. Iseda is in Connecticut, but he's joining us, no? And then I drive long way from across the street to join the Venice Sangha. But virtual, so beautiful, you can do anything. But only thing I noticed that throughout 1 year's practice of the virtual services, when nobody can come up to the Oshoko offering of incense, everybody is staying home. Yeah? So the only representatives, when you have a special service, come to the temple, and then Saturday they videotape it and they do a shoko. But the Sunday service time, nobody except the technician, cameraman, or the organist. No? But one thing, no shoko, no obutudan. So how many of you remember that you have an obutudan at home? Family altar? Family altar? So the Mr. Tokido is going to show whatever I have placed in front of me. Yeah? So in the middle, big writing, Namu Amida Butsu is the Nembutsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Okay? This is Namu is the Buddha's wishes, the order to come to me and join me in Amida Buddha. And then other Namu means, oh yes, thank you Buddha, I will join you. So please take me in the Amida Buddha. So Amida Buddha is Sanskrit, Amida Buddha, Amida use. Immeasurable light and immeasurable life. So the Shinran Shoni said, in the name of Namamida Butsu, everybody is taken into Buddha's compassion and wisdom and become a person not to going to die. Physical life will come to an end. But the teaching and the life that we are able to give is continue to live on in the form in the Namu Amida Butsu. So one of my favorite poem that Myoko ni Nishara said, everybody says, my funeral service is over. A lot of people join me. And everybody thought that I am no longer here, but would you believe that I am still here with Namu Amida Butsu? Don't send me out from this world. I am here in Namu Amida Butsu. So that even the physical life will come to an end in the form of Namu Amida Butsu. I am the one that received immeasurable wisdom and life. It's not George Matsubayashi is doing it. It's Amida's compassion, Amida's working on George Matsubayashi. So Namu Amida Butsu is the essence. So when the Shinran Shoni brought the Buddha's teaching to our family life, almost 500 years ago, our 8th Lord Abbot, Daniel Shonin, is the one who really brought the secular life, family, at secular life, just living our family life, we can practice Sutra chanting and listening to Dharma and together discuss the Dharma teaching. So Daniel Shonin is the one who practiced all this family Obutsura, family altar. The first form that Daniel Shonin, this is real handwriting of Daniel Shonin. Mr. Tokido, you can see this one. This is the real handwriting of Daniel Shonin, who's during the funeral service, you have the letter on Hakkosu no Gomensho, white ashes. That's one of the letters he wrote. Then not only writing the letter, it's a very easy way to understand the Buddha Dharma. He also wrote innumerable number of this we call Kazuno Myogo. The Myogo, Buddha's title, and then many of he wrote this one, it's handwriting. This is the real authentic one. Yeah. So that I won't tell you how much it's gonna cost to keep it. I won't tell you. It is expensive, but my handwriting, Namma Butsu, is cheap. You can see Mr. Tokiyo, if you flip the underneath, I have this is the January, February, the calendar. No, in the back, the front I wrote Namu Amida Butsu. It doesn't cost anything. Yesterday I wrote it down. No? But 500 years now, from now on, this gonna cost a lot. Yeah? 500 years. This authentic one. This one was given to the family members with the letter of the Kobisho, teaching, explaining the teaching of the Buddha, so that people can put this, of course, this, the frame it's a data on. That's the one that costs a lot too. But in the little Namu Amida Butsu, these 6 characters, this is Renya Shonen's writing. And then the one that I have here, also, Denryo Shonin, at age of 54, he wrote this one. So he can write all different form, no? And then to do like this. In the back, I have a Buddha picture. So for you to understand Namma Amida Butsu, it's so hard. So the people started to talk the picture of the Buddha, so that you can understand the better, no? And then this is something that developed later years. Okay, this is Namu Amida Butsu. This Namu Amida Butsu writing. This is picture, and then also this is the picture too. So different form. The Namu Amida Butsu 6 writing, and then the picture of the Buddha image, and then you have statue of the Amida Buddha. So 3 different forms, but it's one, Namu Amida Butsu. And the Namu Amida Butsu is the one developed to the country, not only Japan, but this one, I like to call upon Cheryl Nakagiri. Are you on the Zoom? Would you please unmute? And Mr. Joe Berry, I'm going to ask you, so unmute. Cheryl, where did you this over to that you see me on this side?
Camp a very, very, very long time ago.
No, don't say long time, just a couple years ago. When you are in what?
Either elementary or junior high school.
When a Girl Scout. In a Girl Scout, and then Mr. Joe Berry, are you in? Are you on?
I am here. I am here.
Could you please tell this over to that made this all homemade?
I don't.
This
one, okay, that one, yeah.
My son Eric has. This is Tina has. This is Eric.
Ah, yes, yes, that one that you have your hands on.
Yeah.
That was when Nick, our son Nick Belly, and Monica Belly were Girl Scouts and Cub Scouts. So Cub Scout world famous Pack 79 and 532. It wasn't 5325 in those days, but at any rate, so Roger Gishi and I and a couple of other helpers, I can't remember who, made maybe 15 Obutsudan kits, and in the kit came the parts and the picture of the Buddha and a little flower pot. I think we made that out of wood, and the kids would assemble it, and then or the scouts would assemble it, and then they would take it home. But I do remember one year, maybe in Hanamatsuri, when it was there must have been 120 people upstairs at the temple, and we had you had a dedication. I think it was for the Cub Scouts, and all their Obutsudans were up in front, all decked out, and they really looked great. I don't remember quite as much about the Girl Scouts. So those were kits that we made back then for Padma and for Metta.
Thank you, thank you. So these are the handwritten made by the Scout members. We call the campaign to have the family members, every family has their family over to that so that they can have the morning service, night service together with the family, all together. And also, Mr. Berry, this kid, you made a 200 kid with the help from those parents, including you said Roger DC, yourself, Dr. Saiki, Daniel Nakagiri, Stacy, and Kansho Abe. Those people are the ones who helped made the Obutsudan kit 200 of this 1995 BCA National Nembutsu Capri. Remember that he mentioned that?
I'm trying to.
No, he's not. Okay, that's okay. And then one evening, dedication of this 200 of new Obutsudan that Cub Scout, Boy Scout, Girl Scout member made, all lit the candle and had the dedication. It was a beautiful sight. I still remember that. Beautiful sight, no? And then Namo Amida Butsu Nembutsu is the one become more meaningful to our life. We can pay attention, we can pay respect, and they say Namo Amida Butsu, thank you in the morning. But one thing, today, Audrey and Cami doing the MC, are you still there? Both young lady? Okay, Audrey's mommy, Corey, Mrs. Corey Nobuyuki, the grandparents, is the one who brought writing of his grandfather. So for Audrey and Cami, it's sixth generation backwards. Great grandfather. Before he passed away, Mr. Hojo, Akira Hojo, if you don't remember, Mr. Akira Hojo is the one born in California, here in Venice, Romita, I don't know exactly where, no? But when the birthday, 1 year birthday, the daddy once sent the newly born first grandchild of the mother side grandparent back to Japan. Those time, both traveling from Los Angeles to Yokohama, Japan, took 30 days or sometimes 40 days. No? The moment the boat left Los Angeles, Mrs. Hojo, the mother of the Corey's grandpa, get the acute appendix, and then couldn't get the doctors on the boat for 30, 40 days. And so in fact, inside it all ruptured. So by the time they arrived in Yokohama, mother wasn't able to be really moving around. So her grandfather, mother came to Yokohama and had the funeral service and took Mr. Hojo back. And then Mr. Hojo is the one who was raised by the mother side grandparent. And then he came back 1933 or 34 back to America at age of 16 or 17 years old. So before he left, the Oji-chan, his Oji-chan is, see the number without the 6 letters. I wrote this one too. I not spent too much time because I already spoke 20 minutes, no? And of course, Mr. Berry talked a little longer too, no? And then the Cheryl talk, Namu, Mi, Da. So this is 5 letters, huh? Mr. Hojo's, the grandpa had 5 children. So when grandpa was sick, lying down on the bed, and all the kids hold the paper like this, and then grandpa is from the bed, wrote Namu Amida Butsu. Each one get the one sheet. And the one is left, but this one is for his grandson, Akira. And this is a Butsu. Yeah, I hope still it's hanging in the dining room of the Mr. and Mrs. Hojo on Ruben Street. I asked Corey if you could check it and take a picture. Then George Matsubayashi is not going to telling a lie. It's still there. No? And then Oji-chan is the one who told Akibo, you know, I know you missed your mom. Mr. Hojo one time mentioned to me, you know, Sensei, everybody talks about the Buddha is just like mom. But Sensei, I don't know my mom. I never met her. I don't even know how my mom looks like. So the grandpa gave me the picture of their funeral at Yokohama. And in the casket, I'm sure mother was lying down. But all these years, I don't know how many times I want to open that picture, the casket cover, and see my mom. But my mama looks like. But Sensei, you know what my grandpa said? Butsu, your mom never left you. Mom is always there. No? And then when you miss your mom and miss me, everybody, please look at the Buddha. Buddha never leave you alone. Now your mom is a Buddha. Doesn't look like, but you remember Butsu Mami looks like, but Butsu, Hotoke-san. You cannot see, but only thing you can do is you accept in your heart. Buddha is the one who comes all the time. So no matter how difficult time you're going to have back in America, at age of 16, 17, he came back. I went to Nirvana High School, and then he lived, and he left our Ben Songganji, the advisor, and also he was the treasurer for the charter members. For almost 50 years, he was the treasurer of our temple. No? That today, I never even planned. I didn't know Corey's daughter, the Audrey, and the Cami are going to be the MC for today. But when I came back to talk, they happened to be the MC 6 generations after Mr. Hojo's grandpa. Told Mr. Hojo, Buddha is always with you. Mom, now it's a Buddha. Buddha is always in Mom. Just say Mom. Just call Mom. And Mom will come right in your heart. Just like when you call Nam Amida Butsu, the Buddha comes right in your heart. You and Buddha becomes completely one. So this is the teaching that Mr. Hojo received from his grandpa, and today 6th generation after what happened in Japan. Now continue to live on in the life of the Girl Scout, Audrey and Kat. I can see Mr. Hojo smiling and remembering. Although he passed away 24 years ago, February 16, day after Buddha passed away, you know? And then the day after my father passed away, so I never able to forget Mr. Hojo's. But his physical life ended at the age of 80. But his life continued to live on. And today, MC is the great grandchildren, Audrey and Kemi Hojo Nobuyuki. Oh, our life, Shinran Shoni taught us this. Shinran Shoni said, even though my physical life come to an end, the teaching and life that I have shared with you throughout my life never come to an end. In fact, it continued to live on as fresh as the green grass of Wakarona Bay, so long as human beings live. So Shinran Shoni is the one I'm unfailingly unfadingly await for you in the pure light, so that never, never leave you. I can see Mrs. Masada smiling. Is the real one smiling or picture is smiling? Which one is the real Mrs. Masada? She's not here?
No, she's down.
Oh, I thought she's smiling there. Then Mrs. Motobo is with the wedding gown, no? Mr. Corey, Mr. Kwan, Mrs. Khan, thank you. And everybody, thank you very much for joining us. Monica brought the grand and the baby. She is mother now. When I started here in 1965, I met Monica's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Berry, before they met. And Monica was a little baby and came, but no, now she became mom. Continued to have the generation. No, and then Janet Ozaki, who led us in Sankemon, she was a little girl, but now she became grandma. And time goes by, but life continues. Never end. In the teaching of Namamidamitsu, even our those loved ones who passed away before us continue to guide us, continues to lead us. Just like today, I can see Mr. Hojo's life in the Kami and Audrey Nobuyuki. Thank you very much once again. The Kori Sensei get well. I spoke about 25 minutes, so everybody said that the Zoom time limit is going to come. So thank you very much again. Kori Sensei, get well soon. Okay, please come back. Okay, as healthy as ever before. Thank you, everybody. Would you please join me one more time in Kansho? Although my physical life will come to an end, the teaching and life that I have shared with you throughout my life on this land for 90 years will never come to an end. It rather continue to live on as fresh as the green grass of Wakanoura Bay, so long as human beings live. Namamida Butsu, Namamida Butsu, Namamida Butsu, Namamida. Thank you very much once again. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei, for your message. Next, we will recite the 6 Paramitas.
六原光、御仏様の御心に立ち返らさせていただいて、一つ、今日一日、清らかな眼、温かい情け、つつましやかな態度で暮らしましょう。一つ、今日一日、腹を立てますまい。一つ、今日一日、不平不足嘘を申しますまい。一つ、今日一日、私の仕事に全身全力を挙げて尽くさせていただきましょう。一つ、今日一日、夜昼常に私を守らせたもを御仏のご恩を喜ばさせていただきましょう。一つ、今日一日、南無阿弥陀仏を唱えさせていただきましょう。南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無。
Paramitas, turning our thoughts to the Buddha. Let us throughout the day live with clear eyes, warm hearts, and humble attitude. Let us throughout the day not become angry. Let us throughout the day not utter words of discontent, dissatisfaction, and untruth. Let us throughout the day do our daily work with all our power. Let us throughout the day rejoice in the love and compassion of the Buddha who is constantly watching over us day and night. Let us throughout the day repeat the holy name, Namu Amida Butsu. Promise, the Buddha is our eternal father and mother. The Buddha always keeps watch over us. We promise to listen to the teachings of the Buddha and perfect their souls by following the Buddha's ideals.
Are there any announcements? Please unmute yourself and make sure announcement if you have any.
Announcement just came in from Reverend Corey. It says, thank you. 20 minutes is not long for you. So he said, he didn't say it, but I thought he's going to say continue talking. But thank you. Connie says, I got the message. Thank you.
Everyone, I'm Elena Minamoto. I just wanted to thank everyone. I hope you enjoyed your Senior Dana deliveries last Sunday. I wanted to thank the ABA for putting the bags together and being so thoughtful with all the goods you included. Specifically, I wanted to thank Tom and Judy Yamaguchi, Barbara Fukuji, Tomoko Fukuda, Joyce Enomoto, David Nashima, and Aya Masada for assembling last weekend. And thank you to Tom and Judy also for portioning out the soba noodles. I hope everyone enjoyed. And also to Ron G for picking up the noodles. Jeannie Toshima from Pasadena coordinated with Nanka Simon, who donated the noodles to our temple. So a big thank you. And also to Joyce Enomoto for making those beautiful sunflowers, which were included on the bags, you know, with the sunflower seeds. Those little touches really, I'm sure, brightened everyone's day. So we really appreciate it. And lastly, thank you to our Girl Scout Troop 5325 and Cub Pack 79 for always helping us with deliveries. We really appreciate all your help. Thank you, everyone. Oh, and our next delivery will be Sunday, March 21st. Thank you.
Thank you, Elena. Just to add on to that, if you didn't get it or see it yet, we're on the Wheel of Dharma again. So this is a collage of all the delivery goodies and delivery people over the past year. So it's a very popular read in the Wheel of Dharma. So it was in the most recent edition. So if you haven't taken a look, go back and look for that. Thank you, Elena, for leading our effort and for putting that beautiful collage together. Yeah, we miss Reverend Corey, although based on his message to Reverend George, I'm guessing he's cheating. He's actually sneakily joined us this morning, but as long as he's not chanting or exerting himself, I guess that's okay. He will be out. So Tuesday morning, we will not have service. And then next Sunday, we will have Reverend Ray Fukumoto will be filling in for us. And so please join us again if you can. Thank you, Reverend George, so much for filling in today and for covering for Reverend Corey this week and next. Just listening to you made me feel like I was about 10 years old again, because it's, I think, the last time you were up in the Onaijin like that. So it brought back some good memories. And then thank you to Audrey and Cami for being our chairpersons today. Did a great job. And then thank you to Jan Ozaki and of course, our AV crew, Ron and Carrie, for filming today as well. Couple other things. Gardena Buddhist Church is having a fundraiser starting today at Ruts Cafe and Tuts Cafe. So if you give the code, I think it's GB Church, you get 5% off your order and Gardena gets 20% off theirs. And probably next week, we'll be able to announce that we'll be having a Ruts fundraiser of our own coming up soon too. Also next Saturday on the 13th, Cato is having their annual caregiver conference. It's free to attend virtually and it's a very good program. If you have, if you are a caregiver or have family members or loved ones that are getting older and might be in need of care anytime soon, there'll be some good information for you. And Diane Belly is going to be one of the moderators. So it's always going to be a good program, so please join if you can. They've been very supportive of all of our activities, so we'd like to support them as well. If you enjoyed Reverend George this morning, March 21st, so 2 weeks from now is our Ohigan service, and Reverend George will be the guest speaker on that day, so please join us then if you can. And then after that, April 4th, down the road is Hanamatsuri. Bishop Marvin Harada will be our guest speaker. And we will be also serving virtual otoki. So this is not pretend food, it'll be real food. The mailer will go out. If you'd like to partake, you may come after service and pick up bento to enjoy after enjoying the service, of course. And if you're in if you're in our senior Dana delivery program, the bento will be delivered to you as part of the April delivery. And then we will not have our usual Hatsumairi ceremony for the babies, but we are asking families with young ones that would like to participate to present their newest loved ones virtually. And so we will have a little ceremony or celebration on that day as well. And then finally, one last thing, I think everyone has heard in the news now that Higashi Honganji had got vandalized. I guess it was 2 weeks ago now. So the temple is sending a letter of support along with a small gesture to help them with their repairs. If you'd like to, if you have not already, but would like to contribute, there is a GoFundMe page out there. Just type Higashi Honganji and GoFundMe and it'll show up. Through that effort, they've raised over $84,000 so far. So it's people have been very supportive of that. So if you'd like to participate, please feel free. And thanks everyone. It was nice to see so many people today. So to those of you who are joining us for the first time, hope you'll join us again next Sunday or any time you can. So thanks.
This is Judy Hopfield. One more announcement. The BEC is hosting a book club meeting after Ohigan service on March 21st. Roughly we'll start around 11 o'clock. It'll be virtual, and we will be discussing the book Jewels by Reverend Dr. Kenneth Tanaka. It's a very readable and humorous book as well. And there are copies available at the temple, or there's an online version you can download that was sent out in the email blast. So please join us if you can. Thank you.
Our Girl Scout troop is still selling cookies, so please place your order if you'd like some yummy, delicious cookies. Thank you for your support.
On behalf of Troop 5325, Junior 2s, I would like to thank the temple for all the donations of blankets and towels we received to help us earn our bronze award. Thank you so much for all your support.
We will conclude this morning with the Gatha farewell, as recorded by Reverend Corey and the reading of the benediction.
Dharma school is over for another day. Let us gather round the shrine, bow our heads and say, thank you, teacher, for your help. Thank you, everyone. Good as love that keep us safe till our work is done. So we'll meet again next week. Won't you take good care? Let us try to do what's right, always kind and fair. We shall spread the happiness faith and Buddha brings. Now it's time to say goodbye till we meet again. Namo Amida Butsu, sing this fine refrain. Namo Amida Butsu, sunny day or rain. Namo Amida Butsu, strong in faith remain. Namo Amida Butsu, till we meet again.
We surround all people and all forms of life with infinite love and compassion. Particularly do we send forth loving thoughts to those in suffering and sorrow, to all those in doubt and ignorance, and to those whose feet are standing close to the great change we call death. We send forth oceans of wisdom, mercy, and love. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.
Thank you for attending this morning's service. You may now unmute yourself and visit with everyone. Get well soon, Reverend Corey.